What's up, guys? Justin, Fluky, Flukanoob, whatever you want to call me. I'm going to explain a little bit about my YouTube video that I'm making and what I'm going to be uploading. As my live reactions from the Modern Warfare reveal. There was some issues in the beginning and I had to tweak the sounds and some things got a little messed up, but I didn't want to edit any of that stuff out because it was live impressions and it wasn't really that big of a deal. The video is going to be, I think, a little over 2 hours. It's quite a long video, but watch as much of it as you can. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments. Follow, subscribe. Just let me know what you want me to do. If there's anything I should work on, just let me know in the comments because I really want to work on it. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and I got more videos to do. I want to make another Modern Warfare video about what I think and some things that I liked about the reveal. And I got another video in the works about the Gears 5 impressions. So if you guys just want to stay tuned and check out some stuff, I've got something in store for you. And I'd love to see you guys there. Thanks. I really like that they went with this song. Oh, give me a second. Need more sound. Oh, I don't know if that's too loud. Let's try that. Oh, no! No! There we go. Let me know how that is. See, this is why I wish I had fucking a dual screen setup. This would be so much nicer and easier. It looks so much better. No, it's buffering. No. Never, never land.
Pre-order and get early access to the open beta.
Hello, everyone. And
alrighty.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer gameplay premiere. I will be your host, Clint Maven Evans, and
let's see what they say.
Spectacular day. Benson, Bo, buddy, that trailer. Wow.
There was so much action in that trailer. I'm sure this is the first time I've actually got to watch the whole thing. That is awesome, and I'm not sure if you caught it right at the very end. The card, open beta as well. I'm so excited. We've obviously played it a little bit, but now we get to actually.
September 12th for open beta, earlier on PS4. So probably like a week before Xbox will get their beta, I'm assuming. So let's quiet these fuckers down a little bit. Crossplay, forgot about that. Crossplay is going to be big.
This is going to be incredible. Now, Ben and I are going to be breaking down a lot of the action today, but we're going to have a lot of people.
I thought the trailer was really cool. I mean, it was short, to be expected. But fucking Metallica was a good fucking choice for music.
I'm excited. Thank you so much. This is gonna be awesome. So I want to kind of, before we get into the gameplay, we've got a lot of stuff to bring you. I kind of want to get into the basics of the philosophies behind Modern Warfare. So obviously this is a tough task, right? You're going with one of the most famous FPS games in the history of video games, and you guys are reimagining it. Jeff, how difficult was that just to get started?
Yeah, it was a big thing to get over your head. So just as single player, I kind of thought of it as a reimagining. We took it as kind of this mental exercise of thinking of it as making a whole new game and kind of stripping stuff down and really questioning everything. But we really had this phrase called fresh but familiar. How much stuff do you take from past?
How's the sound for the stream? Are the guys talking too loud?
If you go with the old stuff, it's just gonna feel like a remastered, maybe. But if you just make new stuff, you're not gonna have that DNA and nostalgia that fans have.
Yeah, I will say the Modern Warfare name
for many Call of Duty fans, I mean, that's a historic one, right? Is there any pressure internally when you decided that this was going to be the name of the game where you're like, that's a lot to live up for?
Yeah, there was a lot of anxiety early on.
Little pressure.
Small amount, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done it.
You've done it. Played
Not a lot of sleep. I'm sure.
I swear to God, dude, if Activision fucking dumps microtransactions in this fucking game and ruins it, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, I mean, we set out to make a legitimate military shooter right from day one, but we also wanted it to be fun. Right? Our game's still really fluid. You can still slide and shoot. Our mantle is super fast. Like, the game just feels really good to play. We're really happy with how it turned out.
And this is, you mentioned, not being a remaster. This is a reimagined experience.
Yes.
Jeff, can you kind of talk to me about what that entails, reimagining this for a new generation of gamers?
Oh.
Well, it's like I said, you're taking old stuff,
Sick.
new stuff, and you could maybe say this is like a love letter to modern.
How are the voices? Are they talking too loud?
All the different past games, we kind of put little Easter eggs in, and from systems to map stuff to weapons. We were really trying to cover all the kind of favorite stuff.
Well, how difficult of a balancing act, I guess, is that?
For them or for me?
Maybe grew up with this. It was their childhood favorite game in which they put thousands of hours in.
Yeah.
And then the new generation, which maybe isn't as familiar with
I don't know if
the
it makes
title
it
and trying to
louder
appeal to
there
the
or if I
new
have
gamers.
to.
It's gotta be tough, right?
Alright,
Yeah,
give me a
I mean,
second.
it was a kind of a line we had to toe as we were making this.
Alright, how's that? I just
Is
cranked it
infinite
as far up as I
sprint?
could.
Is it cooldown sprint? Is it how far does the slide?
You probably have a million little conversations
It's
like
just
that.
so many little things, and how do you kind of know where you're gonna go? So.
Yeah.
One of the keys for me is the map design, right? That's something that you kind of touched on a little bit there, but from my experience playing, you've done
Is
such
that
a good
good?
job of having the close quarter fights, but as well, if you're a fan of sniping, you can still have those long range fights. How hard has that been, just getting the maps themselves?
Down my voice a little bit?
He's the map guy. He's the map guy.
Well, it's tricky. I think we always make maps that we try
Or
to support
make
every
them down a
playstyle.
little
We have
bit.
all these guns, and we want to make sure that there's a place for snipers, there's a place for close quarters. But in recent games, the titles have been more kind of arena shooter-ish, so that you can kind of rely on these kind of symmetrical 3-lane maps. But when we're trying to make a realistic environment, and you take that realistic environment and you put it on this kind of symmetrical layout, the brain just kind of rejects it. It doesn't really feel real. So for us, it's more about freestanding buildings,
Okay.
kind of, and the power positions that those create. And this actually kind of is very similar to how real military moves through places. They take a key location, and it's usually on a crossroad.
Yeah, the
and
maps
has
and
these
shit
sight
look
lines
way
that
better.
gives them an advantage. So that's how we kind of, it's kind of the backbone.
The
to all
design
these
looks so much
maps.
better.
And it's
Shit's
really
more
the
realistic.
way TDM actually would work well, because there's no really objective. But once that guy on a third story, pops you,
Yep.
you have a goal in life. You want to go get him, and so
Well, the
we
vol-
really
volume's
built a lot
good now?
of mechanics around those freestanding
Hidden
buildings.
secret TDM right there.
It's gonna take me a little
And
bit
do you
to
think, I
use
guess,
all this
with
shit
this
up.
kind of the way you've been looking to design these maps, a lot of talk about the variety of gameplay you're trying to bring to this experience of Modern Warfare. Has that allowed you to reach kind of new heights when you just speak to variety of gunfights, a variety of action within these maps?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can even look at our maps from a scale standpoint, where we have the gunfight maps, and then we go all the way up to larger player scales. So you're going to be playing
Alright,
20v20 today in
cool
one of our
beans,
battle
cool
maps.
Holy hell.
Yeah, and then and then we have a bunch of new.
So there was
mechanics
some
in there,
leaks
but we
for
also
this that they're gonna
new
have
ways to play,
2020
right? We
game
have,
mode.
the night vision gameplay
So they're
you
gonna
saw
have
in
to
the
have some
trailer.
fucking
And
big
that's just a
maps, and they
completely
haven't had
different
big
way to
maps in a
engage
long
with Call of
time.
Duty, right? Everyone has night vision goggles. They have infrared lasers that they aim with, but anyone else in a night vision goggle set in nods can see that laser. And so you have this cat and mouse gameplay, and we've had a bunch of things in the game that really freshen up the Call of Duty experience.
I'm kind of curious just from the developer standpoint, because as fans and viewers, you don't see it as much, and we don't either from like your brains. But when you have a franchise that's been along as long as Call of Duty, and it feels like you've tried so many different things, what's the process like to try and find those new tidbits where you can still surprise people?
It's really interesting at the beginning. I have that feeling at the end of each game where I'm like, okay, we put everything into this. What the hell do we do next?
Yeah,
Man.
what do you do next?
But we draw. I mean, this game we had the opportunity to draw from real military and things that they would do, and that is where like the night vision gameplay stuff came from, and the doors and things like that. We have a big, I guess, a suite of functionality for doors and how you interact with them that really changes up the flow. And you think about it, it's just a door.
But I also think that, when you have a franchise that's been around this long, you got to have so much features and mechanics up in the attic. That was the kind of point of us trying to strip stuff down and really question the stuff that we were putting into it. So every single thing we put into the game, we really looked at, analyzed, tried to make better, or make a better version of that stuff, just to kind of force us to get away from preconceived notions of what Modern Warfare is or Call of Duty is, and just spark new ideas.
And we had a goal with every change we made. We talked about, like, we wanted to add more depth and replayability to each firefight, and that's kind of how we look at each change that we put into the game.
That makes sense. And obviously, when you have a franchise that's been around for so long, you have fan favorite weapons, I'm sure, and it's maybe some new weapons. And that's the one thing from the trailer and playing. There's a lot of variety, a lot of unique different weapons in the game.
Yeah, we have a bunch of classic
Dude,
guns.
if they show
We
off
have a
the
bunch of new ones,
fucking
like
gun
standard
bench,
issue
I'm gonna be
guns
so
that the
fucking
military is
happy.
using now, and that's how we stay relatable, modern, authentic. And we'll dig into it in a little bit with the gunsmith stuff, but we also stripped our weapon systems down completely, how we do recoil.
They
how
better
we
show
bullet
off the
travel through
gunsmith. I'm
world.
gonna be so mad if they
To add
don't.
more
Real
depth to that.
projectiles?
Yeah, we added projectiles to our guns. And we did it in a way that in close quarters it still feels like Call of Duty, feels really tight. But then when we have our big battle maps, and you have these long-range engagements, there's this new layer of depth of, like, do I have to lead my target a little bit? What caliber weapon am I using? Is it going to penetrate this surface? And so we feel like we've really elevated Modern Warfare.
Well, when it comes to the weapons, and one of the key things I think with any Call of Duty title is kind of the progression, right? As you unlock different attachments, whatever it might be. How is this going to work? Because one of the things that's been highlighted a lot has been how it all kind of works together, right? This unified progression. Joe, can you speak to that within Modern Warfare?
Yeah, I mean, we really wanted to, what was the saying that our creative director said? Like,
Continuity
and consistency was one, right? We wanted, the guns that we were using in the campaign to feel just like they did in multiplayer and in Spec Ops. And then when you're talking about progression, we didn't want, people to be like, I'm a Spec Ops player, or I'm a MP player, or I'm a campaign player. We wanted you to be a Modern Warfare player. And so when you're playing with your weapons in Spec Ops and you're actually progressing through Gunsmith and unlocking attachments, that correlates or translates right back over into
That's very cool.
multiplayer.
That's awesome. Very, very cool.
I don't know how that's gonna
Like
work
that
though.
It's worth mentioning. It's one thing that we
So
found out
what
yesterday.
is the
There's
fucking
no
limit
season
now?
pass
Yeah.
this year.
So like
how
fucking
is that
100
gonna
kills for an
It's gonna work
attachment?
great,
or-
It's going to be awesome.
I like that.
Well, that's the big thing, right? Everybody, in previous games, you've kind of gotten
guess we'll have to
map
see.
pack here, and he's gotten the other one.
Right,
Everybody
right.
just starts kind of deviating.
No season
Keep
pass
everybody
scares me
together.
because
We
the
want content to
microtransactions are going to be
uh,
fucking
there for everybody,
awful.
and continue it on through seasons as we go.
And when you say that
love
for
free
everyone,
content.
you mean free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's completely free.
Free content.
Yes.
I like that.
Free.
For
Free.
everyone.
Free for everybody. That is awesome.
No, that is fantastic to hear. But no, it's been fantastic. You guys aren't off the hook quite yet. It's been great kind
We'll
of diving into the
see
high-level
how that
philosophies of
works.
stuff, but to kind of show more of the in-game and how stuff's going to play out. We want to get into creative class. I'm going to introduce Ashton Williams. She's going to be with us from Infinity
Yes.
Ward as well. Ashton, how you doing?
Let's
I'm good.
go,
How are
bro.
you?
I'm super. I am doing absolutely fantastic.
Hey,
today.
Dr.
I'm very excited
Disrespect's
for
in the
a glorious day of
crowd.
Modern Warfare.
I mean, I'm surrounded by streamers. I got Doc to my right over here.
Hey,
We're
Doc.
showing multiplayer.
I want
You've
Shroud
got
to be
Courage
there. I
close
wish
to you,
Shroud
though.
was
He's one of the
there.
loudest human beings on the planet, so I'm hoping that you're going to be
Yeah,
able to
there's going to be a
what's
lot
up, buddy?
because there's no fucking no season pass, so they're just going to fucking plow it with microtransactions.
We're going to hear him all through there. But Ashton, I want to get to business. Obviously, the creative class system, the operators, I think that's the first thing you have to decide, right?
Yes, I mean, the operators are purely to make you feel like a badass when you get into the game. So when you first load up, you'll see we've got back to the factions. So we've got the Coalition, respectively, on the west and the Allegiance on the east. And so you can kind of see my default kind of strike team here. And as you go in and actually select your operator, you can get a little... And this, I mean, obviously we have some stuff locked here, but I'm gonna roll. I
Now,
think,
that
with
guy looks like a
Charlie.
badass.
D-Day.
They all look pretty badass. I like Zane personally.
Yeah, so my two favorites, Zane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's got a tactical poncho.
Is that what that's called?
That's the, yeah. Before I get
It's-
yelled at by Joel, it's not a cape.
It's not a cape?
It's not a cape.
Not a cape.
It's a tactical poncho.
But, moving forward from operators, the actual creator class system, this is where things get really, really interesting to me because the first thing to note.
Okay,
Pick 10 is
M4A1.
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to keep
Dude, look
it
at that fucking
simple,
deagle with
you
the
know,
fucking
and it's just-
extended
we wanted to kinda
barrel.
move our complexity of the
Damn.
gunsmith and keep the front, like, if you want to have a tactical,
That
you
looks
always have a
fucking
tactical, you always have a
sick.
lethal, you're always ready for that.
Yeah, we're just trying to pick where the complexity is,
Yeah.
and so we're not asking too much of the player.
Show the
we want them
gunsmith,
to
come
kind of
on.
really dig into the weapon and focus on that. So.
Well,
You
where
son of
a
a
lot of the
bitch.
customizable options comes in the
Yes!
Gunsmith, and Ashton's going to hop in there for us. So this is new, and this is wild, and this is awesome. Can you guys kind of talk to me about what is special and very cool about the new Gunsmith feature?
Well, I mean, early on, we really kind of decided that,
I like the long
or
barrel.
realized that your weapon is the main character in MP.
6
and it's
grips?
what you
Holy
use to
shit,
interact
what's the
with our
difference?
world, and so we kind of just put all our
Oh,
chips
one of
in on
them
this
is,
system. We had to convince the studio of this crazy endeavor, and we're averaging 30
you
to
can
60
no-stock it?
attachments
That's
per
cool.
weapon.
Yeah.
The 30 is on the pistols. It's a little harder to scrape by with some with all these attachments, but you just use the weapon and they unlock. And
And to clarify, for example, if you were to pick the AK-47, right, you can change that. Like, for example, you take the stock away, all of a sudden you have the AK-74U.
Actually, you can do a caliber change, short barrel, and get the AK-74U.
Bro,
and
it does a
actually do
caliber
drum mag,
change. That's
long
fucking
barrel,
sick.
Muzzle brake, like ACOG, and make more of an RPG.
Actually changes
you
the
can-
fucking
it's
upper
really, like,
receiver,
the guns are really
dog.
flexible.
Well, Ashton, what have you been building over there? What's your go-to?
I
It's the
mean,
M13.
I'm an AK player, or an AR player. I mean, we do have an AK on here. So I'm just making kind of a newbie class.
Actually, jump to that pistol that you have on that loadout, and then go into gunsmith and then toggle it so we can rotate it around.
Oh my god, that looks
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
sick.
And one thing as well that I'm not sure if
Dude, that
people
looks
actually know it,
fucking
but you actually
dope.
have perks
The
on
Deagle is my
guns as well
fucking
now.
favorite handgun of
I
all
mean, that's
time.
kind of we kind of wanted a little get out of jail free card where we didn't have to put a physical attachment.
Sleight
on
of hands
everything,
back,
but you'll find a
FMJ,
lot of, like
greater accuracy
fire select
changing,
stuff in there,
burst
caliber
mode.
changes.
Yeah, with things that you know we don't
Fast
want to make
melee,
something up, right? Like here's this knob on
burst
the side of the gun
fire,
and it does this. So we
infinite
wanted to have
hold
some
breath.
things that were functional that weren't represented, but everything
Sleight
else,
of
all the
hand,
other
baby.
slots, every piece is there.
Oh,
We
when
actually
under
built
pressure,
all of
though,
the,
it's different. It's not the
functionality
same.
Based on real life, how it would affect the gun.
I feel
Oh,
like
and
I'm the
perks
Tony
take
Stark
away
here.
attachments.
The stuff that looks like we don't want to do with this, like just
Oh.
endless hours of customizing and finding the best setup, what you really like to use.
Okay.
It's sensational stuff.
Or wait,
but
those weren't
I do
perks?
want to chat then a little bit kind of about tacticals and lethals. So you mentioned when
So
it was
sleight
all the way
of-
from the pick 10, one of the core things you wanted here was to make sure you had that lethal and tactical.
That's weird.
We'll start off in the lethal side of things. It looks like mostly fan favorites from the overall series.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
the thermite's
go
a
ahead.
new one. Yeah, the thermite's a good one because you know we have vehicles in the play
fuck
space,
does
right? You saw
thermite
in the
do?
trailer we have that light tank and like
Yikes!
thermite's a great
That looks fucking
tool.
dope.
It throws kind of like a throwing knife,
That looked painful.
and it sticks, but it burns right through vehicles, so it's a great counter to that.
Try to land one on a chopper that flies by.
Yeah.
That looked cool.
You said that with a smile, like you've done that.
You can.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wow! And then moving forward towards tacticals, I know you have a fan favorite one here. It's what the snapshot grenade. How do you even come up with this idea
is
of a
a
snapshot
snapshot?
grenade?
This was a funny story. There's actually my son got a toy. It was like a little ball, disco ball with a stick and two blades, and it actually will sense the ground and not land, so it just kind of floats there. I actually the next morning ran and kind of snuck in and did a tactical door breaching. We'll talk about it in a minute. I threw it into Joel's office, freaked him out, and said, "Hey,
That
let's
looks
do
pretty
this." And
cool.
so it actually goes in, it flies up, and kind of takes a snapshot of the room.
Yo,
and
the
does
heartbeat
thermal
sensor's
imaging.
back.
Yeah.
And
Yikes.
this is kind of an evolution of the concussion grenade giving you those hit markers.
Yeah.
So it just gives you that quick read.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And then what do we have as well? Let's talk about the perks. So perks are obviously back in the game. You talked about perks on weapons. This will be more of your standard perks. And double time, one of the new ones, because there's some
Scavenger,
changes
love
right
it.
to the sprint options within Modern Warfare, correct?
So what double time does? Yeah, there is a big change.
Fully refresh
Double
super
time, you know,
sprint
early
on
we were
kills.
Like, do we do unlimited
Ooh.
sprint? Do we do sprint with a cooldown? And in the end, we ended up with unlimited sprint. Feels good. It's user friendly. But we still wanted that kind of like tactical boost, that way to get from one
Other
piece of
kills
cover to
streaks.
another
Carry
really,
two
really
primary
fast.
guns.
And so we added a thing
Overkill is
called
a
tactical
perk.
sprint.
Okay.
And if you're moving forward and you click the stick twice, your gun actually comes up to signify that you're not engaging in combat. You're just sprinting, and allows you to move really fast for a short amount of time. And then
It's a risk reward, right?
It's actually the oh shit button.
yeah.
The oh shit button.
gotta go fast.
gotta
Just
go.
run away. But kind of moving forward from perks, the thing that excites me the most, kill streaks.
I
They
really like the
have
fucking
returned
gunsmith.
for Modern
Ooh.
Warfare, and there's a whole different host of them here, and some of them very, very exciting. Of course, the Juggernaut we saw in the trailer.
Yes.
That is badass, and I think you guys in rehearsal were telling me that there's like music that plays as well when you're in the Juggernaut suit.
Yeah, so when you get the Juggernaut suit, you hear metal music in your
Oh, that's
ears,
just cool.
and it's just like
Oh, it plays
it's
metal
such a
music
fun kill
when you
streak.
go
It's
into
just
the
your moment
Juggernaut?
to just be
That's
like,
fucking
"F you,
cool."
everybody.
Well, that's part of why I love that kill streaks were back. Like, when I get on COD, I want to go in, I want to dominate. It's
Yeah.
about me dropping stats, dropping numbers, earning streaks, and this is one that'll be fun.
There's actually a funny thing. This actually plays in 3D space, so
Yeah.
it'll sound like somebody's listening to like music out of headphones.
Yeah.
So you actually
that's
be able
cool.
to hear like the music coming out.
That's so
That's
cool. I love
fucking
that.
sick.
And then the other one as well that we wanted to touch
I
on
heard
was
Juggernaut's
we saw it
fucking
again
broken
the trailer,
in
is
this
like
game.
The tank.
Yeah, the light tank, the IAV. And this was another thing we pushed for to get kill streaks into the
All
play
right.
space, and this is a cooperative kill streak. So one player mans the tank and the main cannon, and other players up on top manning the 50 cal.
Oh,
So
you.
you need
And
your
some of our
teammates
bigger
to be-
maps you can play
these
yeah.
are only on some of the maps,
Yeah.
and if you have it equipped, then we on a smaller map we'll swap you out with a smaller one we call the Wheelson.
Yeah.
That one's really scary.
Bro.
I like the big one the best.
Yeah.
In the trailer, that did some
First
serious
time
work.
Modern
to go big,
Warfare
Absolutely. of
has
course.
ever had a
That.
tank in
I'm gonna
multiplayer.
dominate on this game. I've got a feeling that is going to be so fun. But all right, it's been very cool to have Ashton kind of showing us through the actual
That
setup
looks
of it. But I'd
fucking
love to actually
sick.
hop into a game if we could and talk through some of the action, some of the new features within the actual game. I believe we're going to be hopping into headquarters is what we're going to start things off
It
with.
returns.
Yes.
You brought headquarters back.
Yeah.
Well, with all this work in
Headquarters
the
is back,
kind of
that's sick.
freestanding buildings, you know, and we'll talk about it in some mechanics. We have all these doors and stuff. Being able to
Bro,
defend a
that fucking
interior
deagle
space
looks
gives us
fucking
that kind of Black Hawk
sick.
Down, last man
COD
standing.
squad.
Because with headquarters, of course, the defending team doesn't respawn, so it's down to
Right.
we show you how many are left, and it gets really
Grasner raid.
high tension.
Before we dive too much into the new tactics and elements in the game, can we just talk about how goddamn beautiful it is? I mean, the big push before this, you know, it's a new engine, right? Can you kind of talk me through what goes into that? Like, what is going to stand out to the
Bro,
new
this
players
looks
of
so
Modern Warfare?
good.
I mean,
I'm not even gonna
we use a
lie.
new technique called photogrammetry, and what we do is a lot of the art in our
Dude,
games
this
actually
looks
scanned,
awesome.
3D scanned from real world objects. We go like our.
You keep bringing me closer to Tony Stark stuff every time you go one of these things.
It's crazy. The whole process has changed, right? Like artists would sit in a room and they'd art a character, but now we have whole, I guess, wardrobes that people wear, and like
Wardrobe.
people drive along the road and they find like a burnout car and they're like, "We found it. This is awesome. Come here,
BMC.
bring it."
Yeah.
That's so
Seriously,
cool.
yeah, we'll take gear and we'll actually throw it in a pool for a while,
Yeah.
so it gets like worn, beat up, and then we'll scan it so it looks more grounded and real.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of that did it go into, you know, we touched on a little bit earlier, like the realistic
Bro, this chick's
environments.
fucking
Was
tearing
that
these guys up.
part of the process as well, or how did
Dude,
you
look at
guys
that
get into making
fucking
these look
deagle.
so
Oh
realistic
my
and so awesome?
Yeah,
god.
it's actually scanning real
I
world
can't wait
things.
to use
we
that.
scanned old burnt out cars.
This fucking
legal
looks
rubble piles,
sick.
And we kind of have to work that in. And it was actually
I'm
a
not
big
even gonna
task
lie.
for the art department to
I'm
kind
so
of
hyped
bet
for
it
this.
was.
workflow.
Hey, we got all these pictures. You guys are now have to create all of this.
Yeah. So that took a little while for us to kind of get up and kind of used to that system and really get rolling.
Game looks, as maybe said, absolutely beautiful.
Oh, Ashton, come on.
This looks
One of the
fucking.
things I do want to touch
Ashton, your job's on the line here, just FYI.
Way to put pressure on her here, Maven.
Well, I'm just letting her know she won't have a job anymore.
On the fly modifications, you can, I believe, what is it? When you die, you can actually go to where you're picking your class and modify things right there and then.
Yep, you can edit it all in game. And
There we go, Ashton.
It will actually swap out next time you die.
Okay.
You can swap out any weapons. Early on, we were kind of unlocking attachments really fast.
Right,
And we
right.
found it really fun to just unlock a new attachment, put it on, and go.
Oh my
That
god.
idea, like where that started.
It was just
That
we
is
ramped up
amazing.
The earn rate on attachments, and we just kind of wanted to test it in game, and it just was this kind of cool. Like I can hot swap things out.
It feels like there's just like a weapon playground now, like between the gunsmiths and the game. Like,
Oh,
One thing we didn't mention when
dude.
we
Switching
go through the
attachments
credit
in
class is field
game.
orders. I saw Ashton actually
In-
got the field
Oh,
orders.
bro, that
Go
sounds
through
so
that.
good.
You want to talk a little bit about what they are and how you came to bringing that into the game? Sure. Go.
Yeah, so we like the idea of a reward that players got kind of regularly, but we didn't want it to be
This
like
looks
this kind of like I
fucking-
win button. Like, okay, it's it's super weapon clock.
I got this.
And yeah, so
I win now.
we looked for things that would help players support their team for the most part. It's not true for everything, but we have like the tactical cover.
Okay.
We have the trophy system. The tactical cover you can actually mount on with our new mount mechanic. So you can mount on the top of cover. The side gives you a significant recoil bonus. And then we actually, at the beginning of the game, we let you have one field upgrade, right? And you start
Okay.
working through them, and you have that field upgrade, you get to use it. And then at the end, we unlocked a pro functionality after that lets you bring in two. And so in the moment, in the match, you get to choose between these two. And so you
That's
might
awesome.
you might have an offensive field upgrade, like say a scout drone that goes up and actually scouts for your team to scout an objective, or you might have
I'm
a
so
trophy
hyped
system.
for this
So
fucking
in the
game,
moment,
dude.
you're like
I'm
in
not
main
even
headquarters.
lying.
Am I defending a point or
That's
assaulting
awesome.
a point? Let me
So
choose
it
which
gives you
one.
that
Yeah.
very-
If they
Yeah.
fucking ruin it with the
Yes.
microtransactions,
Tactical
dude.
insertion has returned.
Microtransactions need
Okay.
to stay
And that's also
cosmetic
on a cooldown
only.
in there.
Do not
there's a
add
bunch of
any
stuff.
form
A funny little trick.
of
If your buddy, and this takes teamwork, if your buddy puts out a,
any form of like
recon
weapon
drone,
unlocks
you can
through
throw C4 on it.
microtransactions, dude. I'm gonna be so
Solve.
pissed.
Yeah.
It's
You
gotta
can
be
finish the
strictly
rest of it.
cosmetic
Yeah.
stuff.
You can
That's awesome.
put two and two together.
No, that sounds epic. And I'm
We
gonna
have to
try
get
that.
our chemistry.
Oh no! What's going to happen is I'm going to put the C4 on, and then you're going to fly it into me. and then-
Probably, and then we're both gonna die.
Well, can we talk about
We'll
some of
work on it. We'll work on
some of the maybe new combat mechanics that are going to be within this? There's different stuff. You talked about I kind of want to talk about the doors a little bit, because I remember the first time when I was first hearing about it, because I hit up, I think I was talking to somebody at Infinity Ward. I'm like, can you tell me like some of the new stuff for the game? He just looks at me and goes, doors. And I was
Doors.
like, what?
Doors.
He's just like, doors. And I was like, all right. But there is a very new feature that's very interesting and provides some kind of wild circumstances within gunfights. Can you talk to me
Dude,
about
look
the
at
changes
that
to doors
fucking
within Modern Warfare?
deagle.
Yeah, so early on we put doors in, right, and let players kind of like pause a firefight. And we're like, that's kind of cool, but they felt really, really basic. So we started to layer in kind of this experience, these new features. So we have a peek mechanic to let you
Damn!
open a door
She
slightly,
just
throw a
bodied
tactical
those
in, and then you
fools.
can melee to the door, go in and clear them out. And then we did some breaching.
She's probably
and we're
like, clip
okay,
it.
What if explosives just open doors? So players can either throw
She got
C4,
fucked.
cocker the door open, or they can cook a grenade. And then we had a bunch of players, you know, whining about like, it's affecting the flow of the map. Like, this isn't how the map was built. And so we actually allow you to sprint through doors. So we have this kind of like suite of functionality around doors.
So you can be sneaky,
Yeah.
or you can just be loud.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
exactly.
it's actually funny on this map on SD. One of the bomb sites is in this apartment building around the corner, and you can actually stack guys up on a double door. You can put a sniper pretty far back,
Okay.
and either they can do it or you can throw the nade from across the map, and the concussion will open the doors. You can snipe the guy that's probably going to be camping in the
that's
back,
elite.
and everybody can kind of go in, and it's really fun.
I like that a lot. And, of course, we saw Ashton doing a little bit of weapon mounting as well.
Yeah.
But it's really kind of more specific. It isn't necessarily just like leaning.
Yeah, we didn't want the kind of like head glitchy kind of scenarios you get from like a lean anywhere mechanic, right? We didn't want those sliver shots. And so, but we really like the idea of bracing your weapon on surfaces. I mean, we talk to soldiers, that's what they do. You're carrying a big heavy gun. You want
That's
to
a good
stick with that
idea.
gun,
It's
or
not a
shoot it.
fucking lean mechanic, it's a brace
Guns
mechanic
are
for
actually,
head
they're pretty
glitching. I like
heavy.
that.
So, no, there's a perfect
There you
example.
go.
Good
Yeah,
mechanic.
thank you.
Well,
Ashton, you're on point.
Ashton,
Thank you, Ashton.
You've been on point. You're going to get to keep your job. You've been good enough that
I hope so.
I've been impressed with what you've been able to do, but thank you so much for walking us through the creative class, showing us some of the combat mechanics during the game. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you so
Ashton.
much.
We appreciate you coming
One
over.
thing- One more thing we should also point out that is for development for the past 2 years, we've always had this outline around squad mates, and it actually was broken in this build. But it's really important for our teammate awareness, of spatial awareness of where they are. That didn't make this build, but we'll be putting out some 4K footage of gameplay after. It'll be in there. It'll also be in the beta.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah.
Like that a lot.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you coming
Bro.
and kind of talking high level about some of the great
This
mechanics
game has
of Modern
fucking
Warfare.
potential, Activision.
Anything you want to say, maybe to your coworkers,
Don't
fans,
fuck it
before we
up,
get out?
bro.
Yeah, we would like to say that we're lucky enough to be the ones up here kind of presenting this game, but there's a whole studio of people that really put their heart and soul into this game.
I'm really
and it
excited
means
for
a
this
lot
game,
to
I'm
us.
not
So,
gonna lie.
thanks for checking it out, and hopefully everybody has a good time.
Honestly, thank you
Yeah.
for joining us as well. Game we played, it's fantastic. Looks brilliant as well. You've done a really good job. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Joe, Jeff, thanks a lot. But guys, before we get further into the show, we have a lot more to show you. Upcoming, we are going to show you the Dark Edition coming for Modern Warfare. Let's take a look.
Oh, the night vision goggles. Yeah, they're doing that again. Just like in fucking M-dubs, dude.
Joel, you're my favorite person.
I think night maps and shit sound fucking really cool. I don't care about all the digital shit, but pre-order and get open beta early access September 12th, early on
Hello and welcome
PS4.
back.
He's got
How
them
awesome
on.
do we look?
I'm going to be honest.
Ben, how awesome do we look?
These are actual night vision goggles.
Oh, they
And
both
I need
do.
everyone at home to realize
When I was a kid,
these are the real thing. These work.
I wanted for Christmas for years of my life to have night vision goggles, and now,
These are amazing.
thank you so much to Joel Emsley, who
All
has
your
joined
dreams
us.
can come true now.
I have wanted these since a child, and you have made this a reality. I am so.
You never have to be
excited.
afraid of the dark unless your enemies have these.
I just, Joel, I need you to realize I'm taking this home with me. I need
Okay.
you to-
Or-
is that okay with you?
We'll be all right.
I don't care if it is okay with you. I'm putting one of. They're coming with me.
They look great on you guys. It's a great accessory.
Does I look badass?
It puts the entire ensemble together.
How did
You look tactical.
You don't typically see somebody in a button down in night vision. Now you have.
You have to dress it up a little bit, dude.
Well, you talk to me a little bit about your role at Infinity Ward with the upcoming Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I'm the studio art director, and long ago when we did Modern Warfare 2, we did night vision goggles, and
Yep.
that was like almost 10 years ago. So when we went back to reimagine Modern Warfare, we knew that night vision was going to play a big role, and we decided to go after this again and see what we could do now. 10 years later, the tech is just crazy. These things are incredibly functional. We designed them to be our own part of our own universe. The labels on here are from a manufacturer that exists in the Modern Warfare universe. It's like a XRK. It's a weapons manufacturer that does optics and stuff and gunsmiths. So it all ties together. We put it in the game. You see them wearing. Captain Price is actually wearing these. They're all over the place. And then we took them into the real world and made them work.
Because obviously the night versions of the maps, that's where these actually come into play, and that's what you're seeing here. I'm just so impressed that you actually managed to make these. How did that process even begin? How do you even say, all right, we're gonna make night vision goggles? Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
It's pretty cool.
How does it
I'm
start?
not super excited
It was
about
fun.
night
I mean,
vision
you start
goggles,
with
but it's still
idea,
pretty cool that they redid it from
Nick
MW2.
Levisis is the designer at Infinity Ward. Just came up with a design, modeled them out, handed them off to that was the design phase for the physical. And then we actually handed off to Jeremy Thurman, one of our artists, and he actually took that version and put it in the game. So it kind of went two ways, went into the universe of the game, and it went out into the real world. So
Because we should say that the Dark Edition, you get
So that
you actually get
just talk about what's in there.
we were doing rehearsals yesterday, and like
Yeah.
we're in it, and like we're going through the script, and I'm like, we're talking a lot about these night vision goggles, and like, these are so cool, but like, what does this come into play for the Dark Edition? Then you're like, oh, you get them. And I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a whole basically almost a collector's edition.
Look at this! Like, this has got to be
great stuff.
This has got to be the coolest edition of a game ever. It comes with night vision goggles.
And I want to point out that
there's a history in here, too.
I was about to say that
Characters,
the operators, if I'm not mistaken, the all gillied up pack and even all of them, that's some old school operators right there.
We went back in the archives. The original ghillie suit was made by Emilio Cuesta. And I phoned him up and I said, do you have the ghillie suit that you made for Call of Duty 4? And he says, yeah, I got it. And I'm like, can you send it to us?
Oh, that is so cool.
Let's put that in the game. And then the Crew Expendable, all gillied up, and Warpig are they're all pulled from Call of Duty 4. All the original props, we went into the warehouses and got that stuff going. So
That's actually
it's pretty cool to bring them into this game.
That is absolutely
Yeah, no, I think pretty cool is putting it lightly. This is one of the more awesome things I've seen. I'm not kidding. This is coming with me, and I'm going to wear it
Now
everywhere.
you can hunt varmints in your
Imagine,
backyard.
I'm just gonna walk up to like a McDonald's drive-through with this on my head. Like, I'll take 2 double cheeseburgers.
Yeah, and for safety, they fit on tactical helmets and all that good stuff. So they're pretty versatile and they work great. They have a short range and a long range setting.
That's incredible.
Automatically, we'll switch to night vision. It'll pick up light, all that good stuff.
Well, and you saw at the bottom of your screen for just a moment there, but you can pre-order now at CallOfDuty.com. So if you want to get the Dark Edition, if you want to have night vision goggles and be as cool as Ben and I just were, you can do it.
I can't wait.
CallOfDuty.com.
Stealing these or permanently borrowing, Joel. Hopefully that's good.
Yeah, I think you can get away with it. If you run fast after this, those guys won't.
I'm not very fast. I am not very fast. So this is awesome. This is very cool to see in the Dark Edition. Obviously amazing. Thank you so much for the insight on what went into kind of bringing these into the game and into the Dark Edition. But thank you, Joel, for joining
Thanks
us.
for having me.
Very cool. Thank you for designing these. And I do, as we say farewell to Joe, I kind of want to recap what we've been discussing. In case you're just joining us, let's go through sort of a quick rundown of everything we've just seen and discussed so far. So if you didn't see the trailer, you got to check it out immediately on YouTube. Also, for the multiplayer open beta, that is coming later this year, this fall. It's going to have crossplay. It's going to be incredible. Ben, we're going to spend a lot of time in the open beta.
I can't wait. And as you mentioned, crossplay for the open beta, that is going to be fantastic. We also talked a little bit about Gunsmith, all kinds of customizable weapons, as well as a ton of new maps.
And there's going to be an ongoing stream of free updates, so no more DLC, free content following the launch this fall, which I think everybody is very pleased about. That's awesome to see out of Infinity Ward and the next upcoming title for Call of Duty. And then the Dark Edition, which we just showed you.
They are going to have, they are probably going to have a battle pass. I wonder what they're going to do with
Pre-orders
that.
are live. You can get hooked up at CallOfDuty.com. But we're moments away from the gameplay. So what this is all about, obviously, we want to
There's
have
rumors
some
that the game's going to go
developers
free to
talking
play at
about,
some point
the
too.
game and everything we're excited about and kind of where their thought process was behind the development of this. But we have, 36 streamers here from across the world.
Yes.
That they're going to be throwing down on Modern Warfare.
Yes.
Dr.
Our close
Disrespect.
friends who I personally can't wait to roast. But, I mean, it's going to be insane. We talked a little bit about crossplay, obviously, and we'll see that. We'll see that as well. A couple of guys.
I want to know who else
PC,
they got
guys playing
there.
on console.
But first off, how we're going to show it off is going to be 6v6 gameplay. So we're going to see 4 new maps in a variety of modes, along with a special
Purge
night
JD
version
again,
of one of
even
those
though he's
maps.
fucking annoying.
Later, we're going to ramp things up with a couple of rounds of 10 versus.
There
10.
is a 2020 mode.
Hey, stop it! How do you feel about 20 versus
Woo,
20?
fuck
It is
Syndicate.
going down. We'll get into a couple rounds of
Fuck that
serious
guy
team
too.
deathmatch on the large scale with 20v20, and we'll wrap it all up by showing off the gunfight mode with a bit of friendly
Man,
competition in a
20v20.
2v2 exhibition.
I'm so
bracket.
excited
So,
for that.
yes, it's friendly. These guys, they know each other, respect each other.
What is
but
that
to wrap
thing?
up the stream, they're going to be going at it, Ben.
It's going to be spicy. You guys are going to want to be right here on the Call of Duty channel, where we're going to be cherry picking the most awesome gameplay from all of our 36 streams. You're going to see the best of all the action right here. Trust me, this is the place to be.
It absolutely is. But before we get into that gameplay, the final bit of business I do want to get to is on a more serious note. The gameplay is incredibly important, but we would like to introduce you to a vital and inspiring charity that's helped veterans secure a high-quality job after their military service, and that is the Call of Duty Endowment. We're finding a high-paying, fulfilling job once they leave the service. It's a huge
They've been
challenge for
doing
vets and their
the
families. The
endowment
Call of Duty
shit for
Endowment has
fucking
funded the
years
placement.
now.
Ben, it's been more than 60,000 veterans since it was
It's
funded
actually
in 2009.
impressive. Damn,
It's,
you're
it's
doing
a
a good
lot.
job
Their
of
current
that.
goal is getting 100,000 veterans back to work by 2024, and it can only happen if the Call of Duty community helps as well.
And every dollar you donate to the Call of Duty Endowment
pretty
goes
cool.
towards helping vets in both the U.S. and the U.K., Ben.
Yep, that's also very, very important. And now you have to love it. This dollar, every single dollar, 100% of your donations goes directly to endowment grantees. Everything directly to them.
And this is a tangible way to say thank you to our servicemen and women for their service. You can find more ways to help out at callofdutyendowment.org/help and follow them on Instagram at Call of Duty Endowment. But it's a fantastic cause. If you can be involved, please do. But this is how the Call of Duty Endowment works, by getting our vets to work. Let's take a closer look at this amazing organization and their mission.
They're really pushing this endowment thing this year. It's cool though. If there's anybody in my stream who's watching me currently, fucking say hi. I need your love and support. Are they just redoing the main trailer again? Yeah, it's the main trailer again.
Going dark.
Hi, John. I really like the song choice. I think it fits really well.
Recon out! Contact! Target marked. Rifle 1-1 on approach. Multiple target sighted. Raining fire.
Exit line. That's exactly how it sounds. take my hand. I really want to fucking use that tank, dude.
Pre-order and get early access to the open beta.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the official launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We're showing off multiplayer for the first time, and Ben, so far it has been wondrous.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Obviously, speaking to the developers is massive, gives us some insight, maybe some extra tips and tricks that hopefully some of our streamers have taken note of, because we're going to be critiquing their gameplay from now on.
Yeah, so this is where we get into the big chunk of the show. This is where we're going to have all these streamers out here playing the game. We're going to hop to various modes, and to join us to kind of break down the action, talk through the gameplay, we've got Joey Merc DeLuca and Anthony Nameless Wheeler. How you guys doing?
Doing great. I'm feeling amazing. I mean, we're here at the multiplayer reveal. It's new Call of Duty. It's the most exciting part of the year for me. I love it.
This is, yeah, I'm with Ben. Like, it's cool to, as much as I'm excited to see the players play, it's really cool to hear from the developers kind of there. Because it's hard, man. Like, when we're talking with them, it's like you've been making these games for so many years, like finding the new things, the way to change things up, the new maps, the new guns. It was really cool to hear the insight from Joe and Jeff. But I got to feel for you guys. You got a little bit of hands-on with the game, but are you guys pumped to kind of see these guys give it a shot?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great players here. I can't wait to see how all the gun plays out, right? There's just so many new features that we're going to see here today, and I just can't wait to see it live in action. It's going to be a ton of fun.
So I'm mostly excited to see the fails. I'm going to be.
That, well, honestly, yeah, we love a good fail every now and then. Yeah, Maven's mishaps, right? That's what they called it.
I'm fucking excited.
I have a lot of those because am I the worst player on this desk?
Come on, Bree.
Probably. Maybe Ben.
What? Disrespect me like that.
I'd throw you under the bus.
But now we're going to see a wide array of maps. We're going to see a lot of different modes throughout the course of
Just
this. And
fucking show us
36
gameplay.
streamers, and we'll kind
Quit
of be
talking,
hopping
Baldy.
from POV to POV. So obviously we're not going to be able to capture every single moment, but we're going to show off the best of the best. And like we said earlier, it's going to kind of end in that bracket play, which should be interesting.
I think we all have a idea of who the best players here are going to be, and they're the ones that we're probably going to spend the majority of our time watching.
True. Is there anyone that stands out?
Shroud, instantly.
Shroud's here? Yes! I fucking knew that motherfucker was gonna be here. I swear to God, if Shroud doesn't just fucking plow everybody.
We're going to be, seeing how he does.
I fucking knew that
Well, it's
cocksucker
not
would be
just
here.
gonna
I
be us.
love
So we're going to be on
Shroud.
the desk kind of breaking down the action and talking through things. We've also got a couple folks with us to talk to the players
Oh.
and go through it. First up,
And
it's
for
gonna be our
the
pal,
record,
Christine
wearing my
Leahy.
favorite
How you doing?
Trivium shirt.
Good, Maven. How are
So
you?
show this
I
off
have a
on
lot of
stream
energy, which is a
and for the
problem
YouTube
sometimes.
video that I'm
But
going to be
doing well.
making.
Energy is never
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad thing.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so excited to be here, and I'm really excited to meet you, Kitty Plays. I haven't met you yet. I see
Throw
you're having
that
a lot
out
of
there.
conversations. You're talking a lot with your fans right now on your stream. What
Favorite
are you most
t-shirt I
excited
own.
about that you saw
I
so
try.
far?
I think I'm excited for the Noob Tube to be back. That was one of my favorite.
I'm
games that I
excited
played
for the
with in the
Noob Tube to
past
be
in
back.
middle and high school,
Fuck outta
so
here.
It's definitely a nice thing to have.
No wonder
to get
why, 'cause
those
you're a
easy
noob.
eliminations, and I'm looking forward to using it today.
Fuck
We
off.
were just talking, actually. You play with a lot of celebrities, a lot of traditional sports athletes. Who has been the best player you faced off against in Call of Duty?
Shroud.
In Call of Duty? Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't played a lot of celebrities in Call of Duty yet. It's been in other games, but
Well, we got to get them on it. Who would you want to play in Call of Duty?
I think I would like to play against Baker Mayfield because I know he's a big COD, Halo, Fortnite fan, so I'd love to play against him in this game.
Got to get him over to Call of Duty. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to see you play.
I'm excited to play. Thank you.
Maven, back to you.
Thank you so much, Christine. And Joe, you're a Browns fan, right?
I tell you what, I woke up today feeling dangerous. I love that answer, Baker Mayfield. Come on down, because let me tell you, I would love to play some COD with you.
Well, it's probably been fun. You know, you've got decades of failure, and now this is your year.
Yeah, people always ask me
Got
what's it
him.
like to wake up on Sundays, and I don't know. Well, this year, you know, to see what all the excitement is about. But yeah, I mean, Baker, if you want to ever get carried in some COD, I'm your guy. I got you.
I'm not your guy, but I'll play with you. I'll be dual carry. But no, it's not only going to be Christine. We also have America's next top fitness model. We've got from the CWL is Douglas Sintzer Martin. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing well, Clint. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
That's great, man. That's awesome, man.
I feel bad for you because you got Jack down there, don't you?
No, listen, man. I'm with the one and only Courage JD right
Oh
now.
my God.
Courage, you've never played Call of Duty
Talk to
multiplayer
somebody
before.
more
You played
fucking
the 2v2.
important than Courage
You've never played
JD.
this
Get him the
multiplayer
fuck
yet.
out of here.
I know you're not a competitor. I know you're a streamer full time. You're an entertainer. But this is a big deal. This is a multiplayer reveal. I know you want to put on a show. What are your
Get out of
expectations?
here. I don't care about
I
Courage
have
at
one of the
all.
highest earnings in the last Call of Duty game. If you check esportsearnings.com, I am absolutely a competitor, first off. Second, I'm ready to scream and get loud and have more people on Reddit saying, I don't play COD. But guess what? I'm playing since Call of Duty 3, and I'm going to show you the best classes you can have.
Let's only play the Call of Duty 3 and I'm a big fucking meathead. Fucking I can't stand Courage. He's so obnoxious.
I have like a precision rifle, like a marksman type rifle. I have a run and gun AR, and then I have a sniper SMG overkill quick swap class so that I can be the Pomage I want to be on the inside.
The Pomage I want to
Scumpy
be.
on the
Get the
outside.
fuck out of here.
I just have one thing to say. I just literally 2 minutes ago, Jack was just helping out Doc over here with the settings. I don't know what he was doing. Something tells me that Jack has something up his sleeve. Clint, we're going to roll it back to you now.
I want to point out, before you take that.
Where's
I
Shroud,
actually helped
dude?
Jack
Give me
out with all his
Shroud.
classes.
Yeah, he had no idea what he was talking about.
No
Fucking
idea.
give me
Right,
Shroud,
so
boys.
All that bragging he just did to us.
That's what I
You
want
did
to
that?
see.
So he looked at me and was like, what do I use? I was like, don't worry, Jack. We're friends. I got you.
I mean, we got to play a little bit yesterday.
Right,
You know,
right.
we got a couple of secrets, and it looked like you were helping him out.
Little tips and
he had
tricks.
no idea what he was talking about.
Not as much.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's going to be us four, and we're going to have Christine and Sensor also helping us out. So thanks, guys. They'll be kind of getting feedback, chatting with the players over the course of the
More
day.
gameplay. Come
I
on.
want to get into the gameplay.
Fuck
It's going
off.
to be the 6v6 gameplay we're going to be hopping into. I'm excited for this because what we went back to 5v5 this year, we're now back
I like
to
the Bolt guy's
6v6.
enthusiasm,
I believe
though.
we're going to be starting out. It's going to be runner domination. So, I'm sure most people are familiar with domination, but just at the basic level, Joe, talk to me about domination.
Yeah, domination, 3 flags, A, B, and C. You get
Just
points by capturing those
fucking
flags. The more
play
flags
the
you
game.
have, the more
Everybody knows how
points you get.
domination
Well,
works, you
win the
fucking
game by having
spurs.
all those flags and getting all of those points. So yeah, I mean, everybody knows domination, but you want to get as many flags as possible.
Well, hopefully shortly here, the guys will be loaded up, and we've got a lobby full. We've got a ton of different
Come
games
on.
going on.
I want to see the
kind of
20v20 mode so bad.
Different
Be
players
the biggest
up the
lobby
courses.
COD's ever had.
Jack is just slugging energy drinks right now, hyping
I
himself
think.
up. Jack, what are you
Gotta be.
saying now?
He's just screaming.
Tell Jack to shut up.
Whoever did the seating chart needs to be fired immediately.
He's
That's
too
what
close
it
to
is.
us right now.
Get him and Legion just tossed in the back. It's got to be tough, too, for him because he's sitting next to Doc, who is just basically better than him in every way. Doc's, what, like 6'8"?
He's also way taller than him.
Lean,
6'8".
way taller. Handsome. Yeah, Jack's looking like Frodo-esque next to him at the desk. Well, at least they're even sitting down, though, he's got 12 inches on him.
He's incredibly more talented.
I thought Jack
This shouldn't be the roast of Jack.
Oh, you're right.
Okay,
You're
look,
right.
Jack's a fantastic.
This should be the
player,
roast
but
of
let's
Jack
get to the
because
action,
fuck
right?
Jack.
That's what everyone is here for. Let's see some multiplayer.
Come on.
6v6 domination. I think the map they said was going to be runner. This is a map that we had a brief little bit of games on. Not one.
We're going to run a couple maps, yeah.
But a couple of maps. It seems pretty good, Joe.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah, I mean, there's some doors I know that the devs were talking about that you can interact with, a couple of different buildings with, you know, again, it's not your typical 3-lane map that we're sort of used to these last couple of years. So it's going to be interesting to see the way.
Good, get rid of the
players
3-lane
sort of
maps.
move
They're
on the
so
map.
We'll kind of hear
generic.
the philosophy from a lot of the developers.
Dude, look at that
about those
M4.
power positions. Would you have, Nameless, would you have one big tip with the
Who are
game
we
slowing
watching?
down,
Is this
with it being
Courage?
power position focused, from your heyday back with Modern Warfare, what would you recommend to a new player?
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you get to those power positions, just try to check every single angle, right? Like, you got to slow
No,
down.
it's Shroud. Yes! Yes! That's who I want to fucking see. Fucking Rowdy Shroudy, baby. Let's fucking go.
We're starting off with Shroud as well, by the way.
That's what
Good.
If we can just watch Shroud all day, I'm cool with it. That does not
I'll watch this
bother me at
motherfucker all day.
You know he's going to put on a show.
Seriously, if I had 3 wishes and everyone says like superpowers, being rich, being famous, I just want to be able to play games like Shroud for 24 hours.
It's just one day.
That's one of your wishes?
This dude is
Not
fucking
just for 24
off the
hours.
fucking
well,
wall.
Okay, well, I guess you're right. That's a really dumb wish because I guess I could just do it forever, couldn't I, Joe?
Yeah, you could.
Well,
Come
we'll
on,
check out the
Shroud.
actions. He's, I think, just trying to get through his loadouts, trying to get his sensitivity all squares. The guys were just getting set up here as we were going through stuff with Joe and Jeff from Infinity Ward, but the game just looks so good, man. It was awesome hearing them kind of talk about the engines, everything that's been added to this from a lighting standpoint.
I believe in you, Shroud. You got this, buddy.
Homography.
Sounds right.
You remember? I know what was the word for that? Oh, I butchered the hell out of that. Photography?
We'll go with that.
Okay, I don't think that's right either.
Either way, it's insane, right?
I'm not the best with words, man.
Taking pictures of pretty much everything and putting it into the game. That's absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure I saw TP as well.
TP's in this lobby.
He's on the other team, so we'll keep our eyes out for
Shroudy.
for
Come
team.
on,
But
buddy.
Shroud finally started to heat up. He started off with a sniper rifle.
Don't let me
adjusted
down.
the settings, said, nah, it's not for me. Let me change things out, and obviously now running the assault rifle.
Yeah, he's got the M4 in hand, and I know
People
you
are
and I
saying
were
this
having
shit
a lot
look
of fun
clunky,
with
dude. This shit
M4.
looks fast-paced as
Call of Duty
fuck.
classic, right? Just such a good assault rifle at any range that you want to use it. And I mean, we were talking about the benchmark, all the different attachments that you can have. Shroud's got a couple on here.
TP just killed Shroud. That's now the highlight of TP's career.
And what's cool is when I saw Shroud, when I saw Shroud enter that building, there was a ledge there, and it gave him the option to mount his weapon. So now you can mount your AR, and it'll reduce that recoil, and you can kind of just lock down one lane with your AR mounted. So
the
it's
difference
kind of
in
a new thing they added to
speed
COD
is
that we've never really
insane.
seen before on your main AR that you can do.
I think that's going to stress really good tactical and lethal use. If you've got a solid player set up in a power position like that, it's going to be bananas to deal with.
And of course, let's not forget, at any point, you can, hit start, go to your classes, and customize it in the game. So if there's, a certain player,
I think the biggest
certain
thing
practice
for
you
me
wanna try and get
is
rid of, well, you can very
the weapon
quickly, if you wanted
customization, the
for
attention to
example, put a
detail on
sniper scope on an
weapons,
assault
man.
rifle, turn it to single
Dude,
fire,
Shroud is
bang,
getting
right there,
fucking.
you still have your favorite gun.
There's just so much
He's getting
customization
rocked.
in this game, and I'm a big AR guy, especially in Modern Warfare games. I love using assault rifles, and to change something like an M4 into a burst gun, I just think it's so amazing and awesome that you have that ability.
Well, I think one of the big things that everyone continues to talk about, there's going to be different power positions, and how do you get those players out of their power positions?
Oh,
And maybe
Skadoodle's
one
there
weapon
too.
with one
Nice.
customization doesn't work, but you continue to make those changes. So we'll see how the players continue to work on it and see what adjustments they're making.
I think, Ben, you were pointing to me that, what was this,
I think
streak earned by Skadoodle?
Skadoodle, he's already earned himself one streak. He has the Juggernaut selected, hasn't earned that yet. I am curious to see if anyone today actually earns that, because I know, Joe, your first game, you sat down, and I was like, oh, I get to be on Joe's team. Juggernaut first game. I was like,
Noah J just destroyed Skadoodle.
Well, and I'm actually excited to see Sky when he pulls out that sniper, right? I mean, he has the nickname American Sniper for a reason, has the AK right now, but we know when this guy gets a scope in his hands, he's gonna make some plays.
A couple more streaks available as well. So things starting to heat up. Here is Jericho, of course, picking up a couple kills. And again,
I don't know
I do want to
Jericho
reiterate,
at all.
cross-platform. Even here at the multiplayer reveal, a couple guys are going to be on PC, a couple guys on console.
So we just saw something cool out of Jericho. He just changed his gun to full auto as he was entering that room. Unfortunately, he doesn't get that kill, but I like the idea of going into close quarters combat and switching to the full auto and try to spray him down.
Well, the game just flipped on its head a little bit. They had a 3 cap there for a moment, which really allowed
That
them to push
sight
out a
actually
massive
looks
lead.
pretty
But
clean.
quickly, the red team get back in control. But we'll stick with Jericho's
Dude, the
POV. I wanna
pacing
see
of
if
this
these
game
streaks
seems
start to
insane.
come
Look how
into play.
fast they
Jericho,
are.
obviously, he has been a long-standing community member in Call of Duty since really the dawn of time, Ben.
Oh, yeah, he's been
So is that one of his perks active in the
very
corner?
long time.
What is that?
He's a fantastic content creator as well. It's always good to see him and
at
see
the
what he can
fucking
try and bring to
speed
the
on
table
these
here.
guys.
But you can see the okay. Jericho, I'm trying to gas you up. Come on, man.
That's an MP7, man, right? You run into those doorways, you see that MP7 submachine gun.
Well, you were the guy kind of running the gun because we were playing yesterday with it was like 10 of us, and I'm mostly an AR guy because I'm slow, and you were flying around smoking me. Is that what it was, the MP7 you were using?
MP5.
It was MP5. Okay.
Yeah, I think the MP5 is the weapon I had most fun with. I'll give you guys some tips before the beta starts in September. But yeah, the MP5, another Call of Duty classic.
Look at you keeping him close to your chest.
Man, just saying.
What was Ben? What was the burst gun that you obliterated me with a couple times?
It was when he was.
I thought I got sniped, man. I just got ripped off the map.
It's the class I told Jack to put on. So when we get to one of Jack's games, I'll kind of talk you through it. But there's a couple of weapons which I've kind of tested out because naturally, you get your hands on a new Call of Duty for the first time. Like when the open beta comes out, you're going to try everything, right? Because you want to get the biggest advantage as quickly as you possibly can. There's a couple of guns where I think, come open beta, going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, and talking about that MP5 that Joe is using, I remember I made a class after he destroyed me with it, and I just put every single attachment on my gun that would make me move faster. Yep. And it just felt amazing on the map being able to move so quick with that submachine gun.
That's a choice as well, but we didn't really touch on it when we were talking about the kind of customization that you can go through. but there's a lot of pros and cons to pretty much everything. If you're going to get, for example, a little bit of help with vertical recoil, you're going to give something else up. Maybe it's ADS time, maybe it's movement speed.
When I was
there's
looking,
pros and cons to everything.
I think it's something. I think he said it in rehearsals yesterday. But I was talking to Jeff at Infinity Ward. He said
gunplay
he's
looks
like a big
top-notch.
MMO, like an RPG fan. He likes skill trees and all the stuff that goes into it. So it's kind of what they were thinking of with Gunsmith. You always have that kind of give or take with certain armor pieces that you would use in other games. And I was going through it, and I was looking at the different stocks and different foregraphs. I'm like, all right, well, if I do this, I have to, so I sprint slower, but I zoom in faster. And if I do this, I was going through it. I thought it's awesome, just the amount of potential there is for variety.
Well, we're just so used to, like, what does a grip do, right? It reduces
recoil,
recoil, lets you aim in a little bit quicker. But as you say, there's different stocks now that might help you.
He's probably getting fucking bodied right now.
Zoom in a little bit quicker, but it'll slow you down. There's all these different options. It'll just be so fun when this game releases at beta, like how players want to play with each weapon.
Yeah, there was like a stock, and it's like if you want to reduce idle sway, like you're going to be slower, and it just makes a lot of sense. And I enjoyed sort of the aspect of just creating my class and trying to figure out if I want to be fast with this gun or if I want to slow down. Like, when I'm using the M4, am I going to be in a power position? Okay, so on this map, that's what I'm going to make.
And again, I think one of the keys, just to kind of reiterate, is you're going to come into those situations in a game, right? You create your class and you think, oh, I wish I'd, could maybe be a little bit quicker. Change it in the game. It's as simple as just hit and start.
Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on this game, dude. I want to play it so bad.
Either way, if you know what you want to change, it's relatively simple to do so.
He's going off right now. Did you guys see that?
So what are his stats?
No, Jay's
17 and 5 from team.
I just can't play with Nameless again. The guy started out 9-0 yesterday. How many times do we hear about it throughout the course of the night?
We talk about
it's because you were attacking me, so I had to. You kept killing me.
I think, Clint, one thing you can sort of, from your own personal experience with Teep, he's 17 and 5. As TP, what is he doing?
I'm a full-time commentator for the Call of Duty World League, but on the side, I am TP's full-time bait.
Right.
And he's a completely selfish player, and he's likely allowing the other 5 members to run in front of him as he picks up the kills. And
I'm going to be honest.
What's funny about that? He spent his entire career.
No, I know.
So when he stopped playing, he's like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to have some fun. So he just baits you every day now, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, he was a guy sprinting in first for a decade. He deserves a little time to dominate. But not surprised to see TP doing well, since he is one of the greatest Call of Duty players of all time.
Absolutely.
Call of Duty World Champion.
Jack, why are you looking at me and not the screen, dude? You getting smoked?
He doesn't know what you're saying.
He looks frustrated.
I think he knew what you were saying.
Yes, I think he's hungry.
Fuck that guy. Oh shit! Get
What's
up
the
on
score? 157, 124.
Yeah, this is a very close
one. Tight one early.
This is good.
Have you guys seen any guns like that? Maybe you didn't try out yesterday. And we
Oh,
got to
it's
play
the
that have blown you
This
away.
one, MP7, I was actually very curious. I think I tried it for like one life and didn't like it, but low recoil, but a submachine gun, you're very quick with it. And speaking of TP, and see, he gets that field upgrade if he wants to use it, but just protect and see. He knows that they're very close from winning this game.
Teep just kind of going back to his inner competitive self.
Always.
Oh, look at his face, dude. He is dialed.
You see how
well, that's what.
he was.
So I think for some of these guys, so we had what a lot of the YouTubers that came in the other day to get content and play the game again. So for some of the streamers, I think it's their first time hands-on. So if you see them earn some streaks, maybe some field upgrades, and not bring them into play yet, I think they're all kind of learning. It's just their first time through. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more. Now we'll see. I think a cruise missile just got earned. Almost smokes another one, but Skadoodle.
One thing we haven't seen yet are the eliminations. Right, the execution style stuff that you can do. We didn't see it earlier on. I'm curious to see if maybe we get that at any point.
It's embarrassing. Somebody's got to do it. Wait, Myth is on a 5 streak. That's just what popped up at the top right.
I think so.
Oh yeah, Myth. He's right in front of me. He is. Look how fast his fingers are moving. This guy's turned.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody's hands move that quick.
Doug's behind him, just having a great time watching him.
Doug's like,
Look at that lever boy, dude.
I'm mind blown.
Lever action's gonna be fucking sick.
This is a shotgun.
Skadoodle shuts him down. Close game. 185, 147. Be coming to an end relatively soon, but for the most part, it looks as if the blue team should be able to secure the W.
I wonder if he's going to call these streaks in. He's got that cruise missile.
Oh, there's Shroudy.
Oh, Myth just called it a cluster strike, so somebody's probably about to get pounded.
There he goes. Didn't actually kill anyone.
Okay, so I take it back. No one was actually hit. What were they talking about?
He got bodied.
I believe, again, I think this was talked about yesterday when you and I were just sitting down with the devs, but some of the kill streaks that are in, right, you have to actually have a line of sight to use them. So it's not like, think of like our current game where you have the Hellstorm, you have the Lightning Strike, that you can just pull that in wherever you want. Yeah. Some of the kill streaks now, you have to have line of sight on enemy to actually use them.
Nice shot.
Yeah, that was so I think it's interesting because you need to get to that, like, power position. It's not you're not sort of call it in off spawn. Like you have to get to like a good angle.
Yeah, basically have like a laser target that you need to just kind of put your laser out and be like, all right, this is where I want to drop my. Previously.
Oh, all right, team. I think I got a hit marker there.
That's Shroud. That's
Damn.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. He knows. All right, Mr. Paul Chow.
I think Shroud also had the same gun, and he missed
did.
his shot. And
Yeah.
Teep said, you know what? I'm taking you down.
Call of Duty World Champion.
The lever action looks
It's like
fucking
the Tiger
fun.
Woods right there.
Oh, we are going to be having some fun. That is just one of our mini matches that are going to come here today. And so far, I think we're all just excited. I mean, for us, I know we just want to get hands-on with it. We have to wait for the open beta coming in, September? But, Ben.
I can't wait. You made a joke at the very beginning. You're like, yeah, we're probably going to be no life in the beta.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is exactly what I'm going to be
play 20v20.
Is this our squad?
That's
we're
later
going to see it, I think,
that's
right before the 2v2.
I can't wait to watch 20v20.
I mean, that's the most we've ever had, right?
Yeah. Ground War was previously what? It was 18, I think it maxed out at. I mean, now we have 20v20. I mean, that's.
I don't even know what to expect from that.
If you get streaks.
I wonder how
in
many
20v20
maps are
game
going to be
mode,
for 20v20, because the map's got to be fucking huge, man. They
Seven
haven't had a map
Just
big enough
imagine
to
the
support
right
20v20.
now. Squads just locking down different lanes.
You get a chopper gunner, imagine the kill feed.
I need to get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right, well, before we get into more action, we're going to have more matches to come. I believe we do have Sensor on the floor with an interview. Douglas, take it away, pal.
Hey, thanks, Clint. So, I'm standing here right now with Myth, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, no pun intended. I'm watching him play this game for the first time. You started off a little bit slow. You started popping off the end.
Yeah.
What are your first initial thoughts on this game?
It's a lot of fun. I think that just like, so the class that I created, I could already see how the dynamics you could create for yourself with choosing different things. And so like my class was very much run and gun. I had the stim as well, so I was able to sort of just heal myself on the go if I got shot, and that allowed for a lot of just really good aggression. And as I got into the swing of it, like later into the game, I was like, okay, I know the rhythm, I'm ready to attack.
Yeah, you were getting more excited. At first you're like, oh no, I'm not playing well. Oh no, guys, don't make fun of me. Like, I know there's a lot of pressure. But no, you started getting the rhythm into it. You started playing really well. You got a world champion on your team, carrying you guys to the win. I just wanted to know, like, I'm jealous, man. I want to be on the floor right now playing this game, and I'm sitting here watching you, so I'm living through you right now. You played well. You guys got the first win. I want to bring it back to the desk, back to Clint.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I think we were watching, like, Shroud or Teep's POV. I saw Myth pop up at the 5-shooter. I saw him before this. I was like, if you put a lot of time into caught in the pass, he's like, yeah, I'm going to fry. I was like, oh, okay, all right. And,
well, at least he's confident.
Yeah, no, he absolutely was.
I love that.
We've got an interview with Sensor, and then I think our next one, I believe we have Christine Leahy, and she's going to be with TP. Now, Christine, I need you to ask TP right away. I play with him every single day. Can you ask him what it's like to play with someone such as myself?
Oh, God. What it's like to play with you?
Yes.
Well, let me ask him. TP, what is it like to play with Maven? Maven wants me to ask you this question.
Playing with Maven has really fine-tuned me into the player that I am today. Playing with him, it makes my life a lot more difficult. So if you really want to get better at Call of Duty in general, or probably any game, play with that bald man over there.
Oh, that was really sweet.
Oh,
I was
that's
expecting
nice
some
talking
trash
to
talking, but that was really nice. Because,
I love you.
She's probably
we
like,
just
fuck
came
you,
from
TP,
Sensor,
you
who I know has a
fucking
really sore
smell like
spot,
fucking
you know,
piss
because
and
of
fucking
you.
cat
You beat him in
shit.
2014.
Right.
So there was
Yeah,
that.
I mean, Doug's a great guy, great player.
All right, what are these
but, you know,
fucking
I got a lot
spurs
of
saying?
chips on the guy, so a lot of championships in COD. So.
There's the trash talking I was looking for.
Oh,
You
easy
guys were having a
TP,
lot
trying
of
to
fun with
flex
this
in
one.
front of
You
the
had
hot
an
girl.
awesome game.
I got a lot
What
of
was that?
championships.
Honestly,
Fucking spurred.
I just kind of figured out how the domination spawns pretty quickly on that map. When I got the UAV, the main map was up. I knew exactly where people were going, and I was just kind of shooting a lot of people in the back and in the side and stuff. And then when it came to like my weapon selections, I read through a lot of the attachments to see what kind of play style I wanted to go for. So I think I had the edge there.
I got to ask you, too, you're one of the best Call of Duty players out there. What do you think of the new game?
Dude, the
It's
FAMAS
amazing
looks
so far.
fucking
This
clean.
build feels extremely smooth. I'm having a blast. That first map we played was a lot of fun, and man, that sniper rifle was feeling pretty good there, or the marksman rifle actually. So I'm having a good time.
All right, Maven, back to you.
Thank you so much. More action. So we got one 6v6 in. I thought TP was gonna cook my ass. I thought he was gonna roast me to no end.
Oh, he was okay.
It was pretty.
He just went off.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're his trainer, right? Like you're the reason he's in the shape that he is, right?
Yeah.
That's what
if only I could help him in the coaching department. But we're gonna. I'm kidding. It was just a joke. We are gonna continue moving through. That was one of our. I believe we're doing 4 6v6 games. So that was just one. We have a ton more action to come.
In case you care, I got chocolate milk.
Maps, you guys can see some of the different looks. So I think one of the most important things to players, whether you're coming from a competitive background, pub background,
I love chocolate milk.
It's the maps, right? Like you have fan favorites from the past. You always have high expectations coming into the next game. So I think it's really cool to showcase some of these
these different maps been.
I think the key is as well from what the guys at the studio were saying is they're just a little bit different. The way they've been created this year is more kind of based off the realism.
Yeah, and I was talking to Jeff, right, who you guys had up here, and he was part of the team
He's awesome.
that made like Crash.
Wait, is this what I think it is?
Seriously?
Yeah, all the old
Modern Warfare 2,
So some of your
High
favorite
Rise,
maps,
some of the favorite maps was that guy up
And
here.
he just came back to the team for this
Who
title,
the fuck
right?
are we
So this is a
watching?
guy that
We're in good hands.
Their sensitivity's nuts. Fucking
That makes me even more excited than I already was. But this
Dr.
will be
Disrespect,
the next
fucking
match
calm
is
down,
we're
you
on
fucking
with
spurred.
the
Jesus.
6'8" gaming's phenom
unit.
Dr. Disrespect.
I'm expecting big things from Doug.
Is his fucking sensitivity set to 1,000? Jesus.
What do you mean? It's
They're not real, they're
He's got
CGI.
like some infrared technology. He's talked about it before. Like, come on,
good,
man.
good point.
Like, this,
good
it
point.
helps him out.
You're
He's
right,
using the
Joe.
AUG.
You're right.
Oh, he's behind a couple.
I'm sure my accuracy
Is it
like that.
assault rifle or
So
SMG
he's just
AUG,
he's
though?
getting warmed up.
That's true.
Listen,
Take some
you can't be judging people's accuracy, all right?
Why did he didn't even get shot?
Everyone yesterday.
Now we're lying up here.
See that lean?
Listen, TP's
Oh, is there a cave right there?
No, I know. That's my permanent job. I'm okay with it. I've accepted it.
Ooh.
All right. Doc on Hutch.
Nice shot.
And the best part is Hutch just sat right in front of his
Yeah,
bra.
right.
That was just one of those.
This
like,
map looks
sorry,
dope.
Hutch. That wasn't pretty.
This is a 10v10 map,
Well,
isn't
to be
it?
fair, Hutch did get put in last second. I think he had to fill
Or are they
in for
doing
someone,
6?
so he got
Or
here
are they still
last
doing
minute. Maybe
6v6?
just
No,
warming
they're
up.
still
He
doing
didn't-
6v6, aren't they?
Jack's also in this game.
So Jack's got the MP5. So when we go to Jack's point of view, that'll be a lot of fun to see how he plays with that MP5 because I'm telling you, that thing is nasty.
It's really powerful. I know you two.
You put that stock on there, you can strafe so fast, and it just looks insane from the player's point of view. And
I just
you
realized
be so quick with MP5. It's awesome.
Is Katarga and Jack on the same team? I'm pretty sure they are. That's going to be a pretty powerful team with Duck as well. That team's going to be very strong. Very strong. Again, you talked about it a little bit, man, but the 2v2 exhibition towards the end of the day, I'm very excited to see who comes out on top.
Who's
That 2v2 is gonna be
ammunition?
really,
Well, I didn't. I saw the
Ammunition,
bracket
what
for a second. I think I saw a couple of the teams, but if it is where people are sitting together, it'll be interesting. I think Shroud and Skadoodle are
Get outta
sitting
here,
next to each other in
Courage.
a pod.
You got Duck and Jack.
Yeah, so if that's how it works out, I'm not sure if